This is a cool setup you guys got.
Thanks.
Yeah. What inspired you to do this?
The apparent inability for people to talk to each other
Okay.
about sensitive topics.
Yeah.
So this is kind of a demonstration of how a productive conversation can happen about something that potentially we disagree about,
Yeah.
but in a civil way.
Yeah.
And because we want people to try to use some of these methods in their own life to
Interesting.
have better conversations with people. And we don't really concentrate, we try not to concentrate too much on what the belief is, but what's supporting it and how you decided that what's supporting it is good enough to support the confidence that you have in it being true.
Yeah.
So I'll let Kip take it from there. Did that answer your question satisfactorily?
Yes. I mean, I'm fascinated.
And we love questions too, so
yeah.
don't hold back.
Yeah, and I even see the epistemology right there, which I think is the study of belief, in the short term, it's a study of knowledge. Okay.
Yeah. And how we form our beliefs.
And how we form our beliefs. Yeah. Okay, the study of knowledge and how we form our beliefs.
Yeah, how we know stuff.
Okay.
Okay, and then so is this pretty close? Or
that is very close. It's just the drop the E.
All right.
And then you got Damon. Yeah, like Matt Damon.
Yeah. I don't usually see it spelled out.
Yeah.
Okay. D-A-M-O-N.
D-A-M-O-N.
Okay, great. Yeah. So sometimes the way I start out with these is I'll say like, well, if there's a belief or like a truth claim that's important to you, like where if you were to find out like right now that it wasn't true, it would really change your behavior and is there anything like that you think would it may you think can you come up with something?
Sure. Yeah. Could you maybe rephrase that or
okay.
that
So
again? Just so I'm on the.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Understand,
yeah. So like if a lot of times beliefs are they'll determine a person's behavior where like if the belief that it's going to rain outside would say that you'd bring an umbrella, for instance. But so what I'm kind of the kind of truth claims I'm mostly curious about is what, like, if you would if it would change like so I'm trying to get the word out.
Yeah.
So basically, like I'm not so concerned. Like if we were to find out that it wouldn't change your life at all, that those type of beliefs probably aren't quite as important as ones that would more impact you. So I was wondering, is any ideas on that maybe?
So the question I'm hearing is there a belief that if I found out was untrue would impact my life? Is that
or even change the way you behave, perhaps?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Okay. Okay. So. Where do
You can ask me any question you want. I'm open to.
Oh, okay.
if you want to just go off the cuff too, or
yeah, okay.
Can of words too.
Oh yeah, that's another thing we've right there. Okay. So the idea of a can of words is sometimes if we don't come up with an idea that any topic, that sometimes it really helps to pick a word or two the way that you do it is by when you pick it out. Maybe the first one doesn't really very important to you, but as you keep going through these different words, you'll usually hit on a word that is going, oh, this is the one that's my topic. So do you want to try that?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. All
First
right.
it can't. Yeah.
Yeah. So
This is awesome.
yeah. Let's kind of shake it up.
Yeah.
And
I'll have to follow this YouTube channel
Yeah.
after doing this. This is awesome that you're out here. It's just like, yeah, this is great. Thanks for stopping.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Just any.
Yeah.
I like orange. This looks cool.
Colors don't matter, just so you know.
Okay.
Ran out of that color sticking up that day.
It was the most eye-catching. So, okay. So we'll just open them up and then go from there. Okay.
Yeah. And then if you don't like it, we could go to the next one.
Okay. Physical. So in the context of this.
So, like, what is? So, what? I guess what does that word mean to you? Is that how you do that, or?
Yeah.
How do you
Sure.
define physical?
How do I define physical? My body.
Okay.
My body is this physical vehicle that carries me through the
Okay.
world. So the physical is this.
Okay.
Yeah. That I can touch and feel with my fingers and
Okay.
hands. That would be the most
Oh.
physical representation. Physical.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so I'm not too familiar with kind of words, being the one in charge of that. So how would we?
Is there anything non-physical about your body?
Is there anything non-physical about my body? I think so, but I
okay.
don't know
Okay.
how to explain that exactly.
Uh-huh.
Other than there's sensation and energy that I feel inside sometimes, and sometimes it feels like it's outside of me,
Okay.
and sometimes it feels like it's inside.
Okay. Huh.
So I don't quite know how to describe it more. So I believe there is more than just the physical body that I'm experiencing.
Okay.
And
So
I can't prove what that might be.
all right.
Yeah.
So outside of you, so there must be. I've heard people say that, like, people are interconnected in a way, or is that what you're thinking about, or outside, especially the outside part particularly? I'm kind of curious about what you think about that, how the physical, yeah, or
Yeah.
or also, or sometimes people say, like, when you said non-physical, like sometimes people bring up the idea of like a soul. Is that something that you think is that people have? Is that, or because I guess some people think it's non-physical. I think maybe is that okay?
Well, I've heard people talk about souls, and sometimes I use that language, but I'm open to the idea that it might not just be a soul; that there could be more to the body
Okay.
than that.
Okay. All right.
But I do find it interesting to contemplate ideas of like the soul, ideas of God, maybe.
Okay.
Ideas of the universe, or just something bigger than me. I do find it very interesting
Yeah.
to explore that in like an open manner.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So, where could we go with physical?
Is there a way to find out?
To find out.
About whether souls are what people say they are or not. Like, how could we find out about souls? That might be,
Yeah. That's
or we could talk about how confident you are in souls being real and what's supporting that confidence.
yeah. It's like sometimes we'll have like there's a duck.
There's a
He's
duck.
been-
There's a few souls flowing through.
Do ducks have souls?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and like, and then the thing is, then like, what is the word soul, and what does that mean? And I don't exactly know, but I think there's like texts and people that like have had experiences with maybe like a soul or trying to describe reality, and maybe a soul is a word that it best encapsulates an idea or energy, but is kind of esoteric and
Yeah.
invisible and imaginatory to some degree.
Okay. And yeah. And like, so how, like, if I were to say on a scale of like 1 to 100, like how confident are you that this idea of a soul is real, or like, so like if 1 was like you have no confidence and 100 is you have total absolute confidence, like where do you think you would put yourself on that scale of 1 to 100? Like, do you,
I'm at 0, so I'm not confident at all.
all right.
However, I do find it fascinating,
Yeah.
and I think it's wonderful language to try to describe what is going on.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't think too many people give 0% confidence.
I mean, I don't know how to prove it. Like,
Yeah.
so like, how can
Right.
I like be confident?
Yeah.
Something I can't prove.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had there was a conversation yesterday about, somebody said, I guess, I think the highest he would ever go as far as confidence is 98%. He always wanted to have a little buffer between 98% and 100%. And he wouldn't even want to go higher. He wouldn't want to go to 99. He wouldn't want to go to 100.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, okay. So what do you, I mean, I guess we could keep going with this word, or maybe would you want to try another word, or what do you?
Yeah, I'm open to it, and I also don't want to take up your time.
Whatever you got time for.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I have time for now.
Sure.
So yes.
Yeah, so let's try.
I'll push it to you.
I think soul is in there too. It'd be funny if you pulled that one out.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be funny. Let's see if I can. Let's see if I can pull it out. Okay. Greatness.
What is it?
Greatness.
Witness.
Greatness.
Great.
Greatness.
Greatness. Yeah.
It's a great word.
That's great. Yeah. It's a big word. Greatness.
Okay. So, anything come to mind when you think of that word?
Well, just describing it, as I was describing it, I did this with my body, so
Yeah.
I'm thinking, maybe greatness is just everything that is around me.
Yeah. Yeah. Nature, or
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, nature or this. Yeah, I mean, the sky. Maybe that's nature. Yeah. I feel like trying to describe things in this context right now. It's like every word doesn't quite make any sense. So I'm just like, I'm just using words to like as signposts, but I feel like in this space it's like it's very open, and I don't have to really define it specifically.
We're not going to argue with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
so greatness.
Yeah. So that all that is around me would be greatness. Yeah.
Okay. Where did we go? Yeah, so,
How could could we measure greatness? What's the best way to measure greatness?
The best way to measure greatness. Well, yeah, maybe it's hard not to like ask, is there a way to measure greatness? Like, would you?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, I know you're
Huh.
asking me, but I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Like,
What do I think?
yeah, where would your mind go?
Yeah, I guess I just think of something that's maybe I think of the word vast. Where I guess I would oppose it to minuscule. Great. Yeah.
Is there an image that pops into your mind when you think of greatness,
Yeah.
or sensation in your body, maybe?
Yeah. Maybe putting in when a person puts in their full potential into something, they're not just yeah. So yeah, I mean, like when you talk about a person being great, I mean, like if they didn't put their just kind of were very half-hearted. I mean, would we call that great? I mean, I probably wouldn't. So yeah, that's probably how I define a person. Yeah, I think so. Okay. And, cool. All right.
Oh, I love it.
Okay.
It's a lot easier being an interviewer than it is an interviewee. I think that's what I'm realizing in this moment, that it's like I actually find it sometimes hard to talk about myself at length or express myself.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
think.
ask certain questions. But
Yeah. So I'd probably kind of consider myself not to be so extroverted. I tend to. That's something I kind of have to work on a little. I tend to. Well, when I kind of keep to myself, I could write a lot of things out, and I process a lot of things in my mind, and the other doesn't come quite as commonly. And I think that's one reason I'm doing it, is to get a little practice, so that because I think having a variety of things, having different ways will get out different ideas that are important. So, yeah, I guess that's kind of my reason for doing it. Yeah.
that's wonderful.
Cool.
I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a great experience to like have a space where you're openly exploring ideas. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So I don't know. Do you? Yeah. I guess this is my. We've done a lot of truth claims with people, and it's kind of my. I think this is one with you is the first one with a can. So it's good to have this experience. It kind of gets me a little practice time.
Yeah.
We kind of did it one last year with sort of a group of people in the community, and that went on for a while. Like we had a word about nature, and then we were trying to define the word nature, and it was actually kind of difficult to say what is nature. So yeah. So yeah. So do you? Where do you think we should go?
I'm happy to do one more word, maybe,
Yeah.
and
All
then
right.
I could.
Yeah. Cool.
Or you can try to ask the question that I can't seem to be able to ask. Unless you want to do another can of words, that's fine too. Percentage questions.
Okay.
There's these like two questions that I know what I'm asking, but I can't seem to ask it in a way where other people understand what I'm asking.
Okay.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
Like-
So how much would you? I think what you're thinking of is how much do you how much do you want to be true versus how much do you, how did that go?
Like the difference between the percentage of the conclusions you think you're right about versus how the percentage you prefer to be right about. Like if we had a pie chart, or if we had, let's say we had all of your beliefs in that can, what percentage of those beliefs do you think you're accurate about? And then the second question is, what percentage would you hope to be accurate about? And maybe you can ask it better than that, or maybe you can give us ideas on how to ask those questions. And maybe see what you can do with that.
Yeah, so it's like what I'm hearing is it's like trying to quantify using numbers, like beliefs. Is that maybe what I'm hearing?
How accurate do you think you are? And how accurate would you prefer to be?
Okay, accurate in just my beliefs or just
The accuracy of your assessments of situations you're in.
I think
How accurate do you think you are, and how accurate would you want to be? And is there a difference?
Oh yeah.
Why the difference? Maybe you could explore that. And again, like if you have a better way to word it, I would really like to know. But it kind of sounds like you're understanding what I'm asking.
I think yeah, I'm starting to understand. I think I probably have about a 50% accuracy of what is actually happening, but I think there's a discernment between what I believe in a moment, when I'm making a snap judgment of something, when I'm not maybe relaxed and in my body, and I'm like maybe in a more stressed state. So there's different states of being that I'm in that might affect how accurate I am at judging a situation. But I think the more stressed I am, the more likely I am to think that I'm more accurate than I really am.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
So it's kind of maybe the state in which my brain is in can influence my perception of what is occurring.
Okay.
That's how I would phrase that. Yeah.
So what about the second part?
I'd say it one more time.
What percentage
Yeah.
would you prefer to be?
Yeah, prefer. Yeah.
Like if you could have it your way, you're at 50 for what you think you're right about,
Yeah.
right? Depending on the state of mind you're in. How accurate would you want to be? Would you prefer to be? If it was your preference, regardless of what it's actually going on, you're 50 about that.
Yeah.
Where are you, or how many you would prefer to be accurate about?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't think I have a preference to change how accurate I am.
Really?
Because I don't know if I can. But
There don't exist ways to be more accurate than others? There's no way to increase your accuracy level
of
your assessment of the world on top of what actually is. Like maybe in a map context,
yeah.
sometimes this helps. Like, how accurate do you want your map of reality to be? How accurate do you think it is? And it sounds like you're saying you think your map is about 50% accurate. how accurate do you want your map to be? Would you prefer your map to be if you could have it your way?
Yeah,
Does that help?
it does, and I think like I'm going off in two different directions in my brain, but I see that like gaining more knowledge of like, let's say, like geography maybe. Maybe I know where locations are, so I'm more accurate in defining where I am in relative space to, let's say, if I'm like in Thailand or something like that, I'm traveling, and then I know where the next city is, and so just knowing that, maybe I can make a better accurate assessment of, I don't know, distance to get there. Like that type of knowledge makes sense, and that might be helpful maneuvering through life to like have more factual knowledge, so I can make a more accurate assessment in those situations. But then in like the philosophical terms where my brain kind of naturally goes, I think ultimately I just want to feel more present and at peace and relaxed inside of my body, and feel safe in who I am. That's also where my mind goes too.
Is it more important to you to feel peace or for your assessment of the world to be accurate?
I like it.
I'll let Kip finish up because I keep steamrolling his interviews.
No,
Sorry about that.
no, that's fine. Assessment, peace versus assessment.
Yeah, I mean, this is both energies are great. Yeah.
So we got peace versus, the question was peace versus assessment of reality is, I guess. And
Yeah.
you wanted to know how much one was more than the
Like a
other.
pie chart, how big of a piece of the pie would be
Yeah.
peace
Yeah.
and accuracy?
Yeah.
Like, how would you draw that out?
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm noticing the questions are phrased in a quantifiable manner of like percentages, which is a way to understand the world more accurately, or defining it more in like in numbers. Like that's a way of describing reality.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, would I prefer to be more accurate about the world, or would I prefer to be more at peace? That's what I'm
Yeah.
hearing.
Yeah.
That's an interesting question. I would lean more in the peace direction, to be more at peace, because I feel like if I'm at greater peace within myself, I'm more likely to maybe perceive reality in a more relaxed state that can allow me to connect to other people.
Oh, okay. Interesting. I never thought of it that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Peace could. Relaxed state helps perceive reality.
Because I feel like sometimes accuracy isn't always helpful in like connecting with somebody
Okay.
on an emotional level.
Yeah. Because they can feel a different way about a lot of things than you do. So if you're very, very rigid, it may not be so accurate in a ways, or at least between the two of you, not so accurate. Is that what you're thinking? Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, yes, like it can. Yeah, if I'm too rigid in my beliefs, then
Yeah.
it can short circuit a connection that could be made.
Like that. Yeah.
But I think accuracy is important too. There's just a flow to it.
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
And I'm just kind of openly trying to make sense of what I'm saying in this context too. I'm not firm in what I necessarily believe.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of the idea is that as isn't so much that I think with this, it's not so much be very fixed, but to keep evolving and changing over a lot of the more you talk about it. Sometimes they'll even have like follow-up interviews with people where they they go away for a while and they think about it and they come back and so it keeps evolving over a long period of time. And I end up finding for myself I constantly rethink and reprocess ideas for a long time.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and what a beautiful gift too, to be in a state of mind in a place where you can do that and to be creative. Because there's many moments in my life where I'm not able to touch into creativity and ponder and be philosophical about things and open because I am too stressed or I'm too anxious or I just got broken up with somebody, so I'm just in this state of depression where I can't touch into that. So I think it's a really beautiful gift to be in a moment where that is possible, because these moments aren't always possible to even. Not every day I would be able to stop and just have a conversation like this. This is a special moment to be able to do that. So I appreciate you both having a space to do that.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
I'm glad to help out.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say?
This is fucking sick. Keep going. This is dope. What you're doing. Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I'd love to follow your channel and follow up with what you're working on.
Yeah. Scan that QR code, it'll take you right to my YouTube channel.
Okay.
And the description of each video will have lots of links and more resources where you can find out more.
Okay. Subscribe.
There's a community of us that do this around the world.
Okay.
And right now I'm touring the country, taking people out that want to practice coming out here and doing this in their own neighborhood.
Yeah.
So that's why we're here today.
Yeah. Cool. Beautiful.
Yeah. There's a nonprofit called Street Epistemology International, and they help support my tour.
Mm-hmm.
And they're developing a free course that anybody can take that can learn these kinds of methods on how to have better conversations with people. So you can check that out too.
I'll take a. Should I scan this or just
You can
take
scan
a photo?
that. That'll take you to the channel.
Subscribe to that. Yeah.
You can have this. if you
Like-
want.
I'll just.
Maybe unless you just want to take a picture of it. Some people do that. It's up to you.
Yeah, I'll just take a photo and then I can look it up on the internet. Might be better. Cool.
Thanks so much for stopping.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you both.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a wonderful idea. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Damon.
Yeah, Damon.
David.
That's right. And
Kip.
that's right. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in an altered state after talking to you both. So thank you.
Right on.
Yeah.
Well, enjoy the
Cool.
rest of the day.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a quick video of these guys playing music
Oh,
over there.
perfect.
Like a big fan of this.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the music over there.
Yeah. Jamming out there. I love it. I love the openness to the world.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Take care.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that one was fun.
Yeah, I keep like getting selfish.
No, not at all.
How do you feel about that one?
Yeah, I liked, especially, I don't know where it was in the conversation, but like it was, especially, it seemed like kind of near the end, we're getting into some really interesting ideas, especially the part, I think I still have it written down. Oh yeah, I think probably the most interesting maybe is that being in this peaceful, relaxed state is more important to him because that provides a level of accuracy because it breaks him out of a rigid mindset, and we don't all share the same feelings. So being,
It's
yeah.
still. Oh, yeah, it just ended.
Yeah. We don't share the same feelings, so it's good to be. That would close a person off, or not get very accurate views in a shared way between other people that you're around. If you're very rigid, yeah. So, but I think he would say that he still values this type of accuracy. Let's see, such as percentages and that type of thing. But
Yeah, he was saying like it's good to be accurate too.
yeah.
And so, like, how do you decide when accuracy is more important and when peace is more important?
Yeah.
It sounded like he was saying peace leads to accuracy, right?
Yeah. So
So could accuracy lead to peace?
I think the more. Well, I would say, well, I can mostly speak for myself maybe, and the more that the closer aligned you are, you start, talking things through, and I think you do start to feel more peaceful because you're not always, worrying about, oh, am I wrong about something, or like extremely wrong about something. You know that you've at least thought it through long enough and having a better understanding of life will start getting you to be more peaceful, I think. So yeah, I think it works both ways.
Cool. Well, anything else you want to add?
Oh, no.
Hey.
Do you want?
You want to do one?
Wait, how long do you think it would take?
Well, sometimes they take 10 minutes, sometimes they take longer.
Where did we come back after practice? Yeah. Okay, we'll be back.
If we're still here, we'd love to interview you.
Okay, we will. We'll be back.
Cool.
Yeah.